Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of our national anthem. Sorry. Thank you. Now you may be seated. Well, good morning, everyone. I know you're probably almost all just awake, but welcome to the Fall 2017 Ivy Tech Community College Commencement Ceremony. It is a great pleasure to be with all of the graduates and families today on this very important occasion. Well, graduates, you made it. Are you excited? Oh, come on now. I know you're more excited than that. Yeah, all right, that's better. Maybe we should ask your faculty if they're excited. Are you all excited? Yeah, okay. Folks, before we start the program, I would like to ask you to turn off your cell phones or silence them and to show respect to the graduates by remaining here in the room until the end of the ceremony. Let's celebrate everyone's achievements today. Joining me in honoring our graduates this morning are Dr. Sue Ellsberman, President of Ivy Tech Community College, along with our trustees, Vice Chancellor, and faculties. The Grand Marshal of this morning's processional is Dean Steve Bardonner, Dean of the School of Applied Sciences and Technologies. Well, graduates, you made it, and today is your day. No matter the reason for beginning your educational journey, you made the decision to become part of the Ivy Tech family, and we are happy to celebrate you today. You have worked hard for this, and we're here to publicly acclaim and to celebrate your achievements and accomplishments. We appreciate the long hours that you've spent in the classroom, in the labs. Many of you have been juggling a job, family, education, and just that craziness of life that happens from day to day. But you struggled through to accomplish your goal. Maybe you've worked on this degree for many years because you were already in the workforce and could only take courses on a part-time basis, but you've made a decision to change your life with your education, and you should be commended for that. Many of you have faced life's challenges head-on and persevered through to today, and for that we applaud you. So graduates, would you please stand if you are the first in your family to attain a college degree? Would you please stand if you have children or family to support? Would you please stand if you had a job while going to school? And would you please stand if you spent long nights studying, hanging out in the lab, in the library, bugging your faculty, emailing each other? Ladies and gentlemen, we are so proud of you. Okay, now you can all sit down. We would also like to take this moment to recognize our esteemed faculty for the hours and the patience and the passion that they have put into preparing our students for graduation. Each student here, no doubt, has a favorite faculty member or someone who really impacted their lives and their experience at Ivy Tech for the better and helped them get through to today. Graduates, would you please show your appreciation for our faculty? Faculty, would you stand? Now, I have to say that not all the faculty are seated over here because many of them are around the room in green shirts where they have been volunteers. So all of our volunteers this morning are either faculty or members of our professional student services staff, and to them we say thank you as well. It is now my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker this morning. Pat Rowe is the Vice President of Strata Education Network and Philanthropy and is responsible for assessing the landscape for grant making in support of the organization's focus on completion with a purpose. Pat's more than 3 decades with Strata Education, formerly known as USA Funds, have focused on a variety of efforts. Currently, she works with local and national partners to support employer engagement and workforce development initiatives, post-secondary focused community-based organization scholarships, and Indianapolis community initiatives. Before joining Strata's Education Mission Advancement and Philanthropy team, Pat was Special Assistant to the President and Philanthropic Manager, working with staff and with local and national organizations to promote college success. She is also someone I count as a dear friend. So please join me in welcoming Pat Rowe.
Wow, you know what? I'm extremely impressed. I was looking over the commencement folder and my remarks are in here and I thought, wow, I've never gone anywhere where that much order was in place. And I guess I owe that to Michelle in the back, I understand. Not sure where she's at, but I understand she's got this process down, okay? So we need to give all the team, all the staff a round of applause for them being able to come together today. I actually got here by way of 2 of the faculty members, and I am very humbled by just having been asked to be your commencement speaker, and that's Dr. Fowler and Dr. Terry Fleming. Terry and I go back several years. As a matter of fact, I knew Terry before she got her master's degree and her doctorate degree. So you're talking about someone that I've personally been proud of in terms of just seeing her growth and her spirit. And I know as a faculty member, she's just been superb to all of you. So I thank both of you for asking me to make remarks this morning. And then my dear friends to this side, both Dr. Lee and Dr. Elsperman, and you know, as our Lieutenant Governor, she was amazing anyway. So I am so proud to see her leading our college here because this is something that we so desperately need to see women really take the place that we deserve. Thank you very much. No, very good. And, you know, I just had the opportunity and pleasure to meet your student speaker this morning and actually exchanged information with her because on her journey, the journey that she'll share with you a little bit about, there may be a few things that I can do in terms of my network. So good morning and congratulations, guys. You did it. You really did it. Okay. Everybody is smiling, definitely. But to the other members in the audience, thank you very much for supporting them, okay? Absolutely, because they needed all of that and some, because they've made it across that finish line. As was indicated, I'm Pat Rowe, Vice President of Philanthropy at Strata Education Network. I've had an amazing career there. But Ivy Tech goes back a long way for me, and it's probably another reason why it was very easy to accept the invitation to be the speaker this morning. I, about 22 years ago, was actually on the board here. And it was actually when the growth was just starting to take place. And so to see Ivy Tech and the regional campuses be where they are today, it's amazing. And truly, the vision that was in play at that time has not only come to fruition, but more importantly, we have individuals that are dedicated to even taking it to another level. And I'm excited for Ivy Tech. I'm excited for you graduates because you know what? We need you. We definitely need you in terms of what your future holds for you. And let me tell you a little bit about myself because I can remember when I was in your place. I actually started at Strata, which, as you heard, was formerly USA Funds, right when I graduated college. And I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to attend IU in Bloomington as a student there and progressed on to become a graduate. And I started out in the operations area, and it really helped me to learn the organization quite well. From there, I transitioned into human resources, which is now referred to as talent management, and never thought I would love anything more than being in a position to really connect individuals to the career opportunities and job opportunities that they had. But maybe like many of you in this room, I experienced a challenge in my life. And that happened after I had been there probably close to about 17, 18 years. I was married, 2 children. And then in November of 98, my husband was diagnosed with colon cancer, 4th stage. And he went on to be with my great friends on April 1 of 1999. And at that time, we had 2 children. One was in middle school. My son was in middle school. My daughter was in high school. And I remember having to come back, and my daughter had went on a college tour. And while she was gone, her dad passed. And so I had the unfortunate pleasure of sharing with her that he had gone on to be with our best friends. And I've said that twice now. And let me share who my best friends are, because you know what? There may be someone in here that shares these same best friends that I do. And that is our Father in heaven, God. Okay. Jesus Christ, who actually is the leader of my life on a daily, we talk all the time. Me and Jesus, we have this same thing going on. And then there's the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit just helps me to have the passion and the zest. Because I'm going to tell you something. At the point that I lost my best friend, I didn't even know what to do. But I'll tell you something. If it had not been for my career, if it had not been for the educational pursuit at that point in my life, I would not be where I am today. And I'll tell you, after he passed away, I'm going to tell you what got me out of the bed. And I was fortunate to have a great management team there. I call them my family. That told me, take the time that you need, Pat, in order to just pull yourself back together and to, you and the kids, do what you need to do. I saw the Columbine shootings. And I said, you know what, Lord, how can I lay in this bed when I see people on this television who sent their children to school that day, but did not come home because of no fault of their own? Get up, Pat. We have something to do. And you know what? My 3 friends have helped me to pursue the career with passion that I have today. So I'm looking at each and every one of you that are in this graduating class today. And as I said, I am a prior trustee, so I've not experienced the more intimate graduation, and I like this. I like this a lot for you because it's so meaningful when you are able to substantiate that I've done this, I've accomplished this, I know my focus, I know my direction. It means a lot. It really does. Now, I'm going to go back to my notes because if I deviate too much, we'll be here about 30 minutes more, okay? But I don't want to do that. So I do work for Strata Education Network, and we went through a rebranding earlier in this year. And I'm going to talk a little bit about Strata only because I think it's really pertinent to where we are at today. Strata means pathway. And really what we are trying to accomplish in the work that we're doing is really focus on the student life cycle and the fact that one of the things I've learned is education, life is about lifelong learning. You may have accomplished this today, but it hasn't stopped. And what I see here is a little bit of all ages in the audience, and that's masterful. And I think what I know has happened is as peers, as family members, as very close friends, you all have helped each other to get across the finish line, and that is so important. But the relationships that you formed, not only amongst one another, but the relationships that you formed with the faculty and the team here are going to be so important to your success as you continue. Strata is an organization that's focused on bridging the gap between education and employers. Completion with a purpose is our strategic focus and really has been for the last 4 years. I was sharing with Dr. Elsperman this morning that we're just coming off of about 6 months of strategic planning. And believe you me, I am so glad we are through with the strategic plan. But now it's about implementing that plan, okay? And what does that mean for the work that we're doing? You know, we are an organization that really is focused on understanding what all of you think about your educational pursuit, and has it actually prepared you for the careers that you're getting ready to embark on? Now, some of you may be going on to your careers. Some of you, like your student speaker, is going to be going on to pursue additional education. But I'll bet you, each and every one of you, as you look at your life down the road, whether it'll be back at Ivy Tech, whether it'll be back at another institution of higher ed, whether it will be at some kind of certification program, you will experience lifelong learning. As I said, I wanted to be one of the first to congratulate you for accomplishing your achievements and finishing your area of study, getting your degree and setting out to transition into the career pathway you have chosen. The fields that you have selected are excellent. Now, this is what I understand are represented here today. Our School of Advanced Manufacturing, Engineering, and Applied Technology, including Fine Arts and Visual Communications. The School of Health Sciences. Programs include healthcare specialist, personal trainer. I'll be signing up after commencement here. Let's see, phlebotomy, pharmacy technician, our certified nursing assistants, qualified medication aides, medical office administration, and patient care technicians, as well as the School of Liberal Arts. And I tell you, I'm excited for all of you because you've accomplished something that a lot of people believe is impossible to do, but you did it, okay? I bet you a few of you even have people tell you, oh, you can't do this. You're not going to finish this. But guess what? Now you can hold your head up high. You can take that snapshot and say, look, put it all on Facebook. I heard about you guys, the graduation last night, believe you me. Now, I don't do a lot of social media, but I do enough in order to stay connected anyway. But I'm sure as you look back over the time you've spent in your studies, you've been both excited. You probably questioned yourself a few times. Because I remember this, what am I doing and why am I here? You know, I could be out working. Most of you were working anyway, okay? So developing those employability skills truly are what it's going to take to get you to that next level. But as you turn that corner, you know, what you have before you is a tremendous opportunity. And that opportunity is connectivity to your career. It's building the lifestyle you want to have and achieve. And now putting into practice all the wonderful lessons you've learned and situations you've encountered. You know what? The one thing I see in all of your eyes and in all of you is this transition, the transition for what you have to become. You now have to become mentors where you have been mentored by other people, your faculty in this team. You have to become coaches to coach those individuals along in terms of their pathway. You have to be supporters. You have to be sponsors, because you know what? We all need that. And you are crossing the finish line right now. But I'll bet you every last one of you still has a peer that is pursuing their education. And what you have to do for them is to be that cheerleader, to be that encourager, to help them understand they can do this. It's not easy. But I'm going to tell you something. The reason I shared the parts about my life is that it hasn't been easy for me either. But the one thing I realized about life was this, or is this, that without the trials and the tribulations, without those things that don't quite go the way I wanted them to go when I set out to do them, I didn't get better. Without me having a boss that truly challenged me to do more, I couldn't get better. I couldn't see the vision. And now where I stand today, I'm helping to create the vision. I'm sitting at the table helping to make the decisions. And I am really trying to look at how we embrace this thing called education, how we embrace this thing called work, because you know what? We're going to be I've been working 45 years. I added that up too. 45, and I'm not even ready for retirement, okay? So I won't say I have 45 more to go. And I think I look pretty good for I've been working 45 years, but it's just the fact that you look at that and you say, and it's not over yet, okay? So now those children that I had are adults, young adults right now. They have children, and, you know, they're trying to help them to go through elementary through high school and transition on to post-secondary education. You know, so we all are just looking at what is before us. So we all are still on that journey. As the Vice President of Education Solutions at Strata, we look closely at the intersection of education and work to seamlessly build our focus and ultimately our goals on guided pathways connecting education to employment. So here's another challenge for you guys that are here. As you are exiting Ivy Tech, as you are getting into the roles that you will enter, that you will pursue, and that you will progress in, the faculty over here needs you. They need you to remain connected to them. They need you to share the things that, based upon your educational experience, are right in line with what you have been taught. But they also need you to share those things that are changing in your work environment. You need to, at the same time that you're coaches for your peers, we have to look at now paying it forward and coaching up. And we need to connect our professors to our work experiences. We need to connect our other students to our work experience so that we are all communicating on the same path and that we're communicating about the right things. I encourage you, as you get into positions of supervision, authority, as you become those leaders in those environments, create internship opportunities. Invite the students from Ivy Tech to work alongside you. Invite young people who are just trying to figure it out. Give them the opportunity to talk with you, to explore, to get to know who you are, and to really talk with them about what it means to pursue their education, to have a career, and to really to be able to build upon a life that they so much want to pursue. Because now you are the advisors. I hope to see some of you become professors here, because I think you've got it. You've got what it takes. But if nothing else, give back to your school. You are alum. Support your school. Definitely support scholarship programs, because you know what? the same challenges that you had and being able to take care of all of those financial obligations and just the pursuit are the same challenges that we'll have for students for a long time to come. And that's why those of you who may know me from the community know that everything that I do is pretty much connected to education, volunteerism. I mentor young people. I mentor individuals in post-secondary education. I mentor individuals that are transitioning into their workplaces. And I just let them talk most of the time. I have a good listening ear because most of the time they've got it all figured out. But they do need someone to validate what it is that they're seeing, they're experiencing, what they're thinking, but to push them. And I mean push them to that next step. And you know, I'll say this about our young people. While technology is at our fingertips, what I think we have to do is to not only use that technology as a tool, but it doesn't replace the human element. And that's what I mean by validation. So I just wanted to say thank you. I wanted to say congratulations. I want you to know how very proud I am of you for taking this step and for crossing the finish line, because you are somebody and you are what we need in order to help this state to be able to pursue economically the advantages that we have in order to be able to hire great people to do great jobs. But more importantly, I saw the numbers of you that stood up and said that you have children and family that you're supporting. And we'll expect the same things from them as well. You know, we have a growing issue here in our community, and that is we have so many young people, youth and young adults, that are disconnected from education and employment. And we've got to do something to bridge that. And I would expect, and I suspect, that many of you can be a catalyst for being able to help them to get themselves back on track, to help them to pursue the resources that they need, but more importantly, to help them to live the lives that we know that they can ultimately pursue. So if I can ever be of assistance to any one of you, I am very pleased to be able to help you in any way that I can. But just know that we are proud of you, that your future is definitely ahead of you, and don't be intimidated by the challenge. Don't be scared because something doesn't go your way. Don't give up because you don't get that promotion that you really probably do deserve. Just think about, it's just not your time yet, okay? And when your time comes, not only will you be able to pursue that, but you'll be able to pursue greater things. It has been my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat, so much for those words. We really appreciate them. It is now my pleasure to introduce the student speaker for this morning. This year's student response will be given by Jennifer Nessel, fellow general education student. Jennifer, they're all yours.
Congratulations, class of 2017. We did it. I'm so proud of each and every one of you for never giving up on yourselves. Never giving up is what my story is about. And I just want to share a piece of it with you today. I hope my words encourage, motivate, inspire, and confirm that we are all on the same page, fighting to be successful. My mother often shares the story of how I came to be, and ironically, I was never actually supposed to be. You see, my mother told me she could never have a child. It was physically impossible for her to do so, was what they were told to her. After a fertility consultation that included a number of diagnostic tests, it was concluded that pregnancy would not happen for her. However, soon after that appointment, a rare and miraculous phenomenon occurred. somehow an egg was able to bypass a blocked fallopian tube. And ladies and gentlemen, that stubborn, determined little egg was me. And such ended up being the pattern of my life. Somehow I always ended up taking the roads less traveled. My parents noticed that from the time I was small, if I were given the choice between doing something easy or the hard way, I'd always choose the hard way. My parents noticed that the very circumstances of my birth ended up defining my entire personality. Knowing this, they decided to raise me with two important principles. My mother raised me to think that I could do anything if I could only just believe in myself. She taught me that nothing was impossible. My father raised me to never give up. No matter how hard things would get, he taught me perseverance and to always have a positive outlook no matter what. These two things are the very reason I stand before you today. Sure, there have been times in my life where I felt lost. There have been times where each time I would try to walk through an open door, it would slam right in my face. I've been discouraged, and even to the point where I momentarily lost sight of who I was. And in the darkest times in my life, I'd forgotten exactly what I was made of, and for a time I even lost myself. I felt restless, unsatisfied. I wasn't happy, and I felt like I should be fighting. My mother always told me I was born for a reason, but it was my job to find out what it was. So from the darkest pit of despair that I'd fallen into, having risen from time and again from my own ashes, I picked myself up by my own bootstraps, dusted my shoulders off, and I raised my fists. I decided that I was not done fighting, and that I would never give up until I found my path in life. I went on this journey of rediscovering myself, which led me here to Ivy Tech. It is here at this college I found a spark of life that ignited like a torch for me to carry on my path of self-discovery. I set a goal for myself to get a high GPA, and it took a few semesters, but when I finally did it, I walked into the next Phi Theta Kappa meeting that I could, uninvited. I walked into the room, and everyone looked up, and the president asked me, "Who are you?" And I said, "Hi, I'm your newest member." That first meeting, open officer positions were announced, and my hand shot up. And they weren't expecting an uninvited stranger who had just walked through their door to run for office. But I was determined. After all the formalities, I went home and wrote a speech that allowed me to become chairman of fellowship and then later vice president of scholarship. And it's because of Phi Theta Kappa that not only have I had the opportunity to make new friendships and travel, but I am humbled to know that I will be attending Harvard's Extension School next summer. For the first time in my life, I feel alive. As a matter of fact, I've never felt more alive than this very moment that as I stand before you all. I can't say that I'm not terrified. Hanging above me is this huge, intimidating cloud called the unknown. However, I was raised to know that when you are afraid, you have to turn and face the thing that you fear. And only then is when fear will begin to shrink for you. This story is not just about me, but it is about all of us. Right here in this very moment. It's about all of you. Each and every one of you has had to overcome some level of adversity to be standing where you are right now. Let's be honest. Nothing about what we have accomplished today has been easy. Life is a war, but we have proven that we are strong enough, we are bold enough, and we are brave enough. We have moved mountains in every aspect of our very lives with our own two hands, but not without the love and the support of our closest circles. So let's remember to give thanks to our families, friends, professors, advisors, everyone watching in the live stream, and all of those who have cheered us on in our journeys. We are so grateful to everyone here today. So to those graduating, again, I am proud of each and every one of you, and I want to congratulate you all for completing this milestone in your lives. We have beaten the odds, and we are not just a statistic. In fact, we are leaders that will spearhead our generation as we inherit the world that has been passed down to us from the generations before us. It It is now our responsibility to go forth into the world and set an example. We must be the example for our loved ones, for our communities, and for our families, and for our peers, and that we must be kind to one another. We must love and respect one another. We must be the light in this world that brings beauty to all places. We must appreciate each and every individual because diversity is what makes this world beautiful. We must uphold our responsibility to care for our planet so it is a better place to pass down to our children and their children's children. And we must raise our sons and daughters to be fighters like us. We must encourage everyone to know that they can do it too. I want to end this with a quote from the beautiful Taraji P. Henson, and she says, "If you listen to people and if you allow people to project their fears onto you, you won't live." It all starts with you. And I want to thank you once again, and congratulations to the class of 2017.
Thank you, Jennifer. That was amazing. Let's give Jennifer one more round of applause. Now I would like to introduce Dr. Rod Brown.
We take this opportunity each year to recognize those students who have excelled in their studies. Will the graduates who have received a gold honor cord please stand to be recognized as graduating either summa cum laude, magna cum laude, or cum laude? You may be seated. Thank you. Phi Theta Kappa is an international honor society for two-year colleges which recognizes and encourages academic achievement. If you are a member of Phi Theta Kappa, please stand and remain standing. Kappa Beta Delta is a national business honor society which also recognized academic achievement. If you are a member of Kappa Beta Delta, please stand and remain standing. You may be seated. At this time, we would like to recognize any veterans or active service members we have with us today. Would any students or audience members who have or are serving in our country please stand and be recognized? Now, Vice Chancellor Dr. Frank Moman will present the graduate candidates to the President and the Regional Board of Trustees.
All candidates for graduation, please stand. That's all of y'all. Don't forget where you're at now. Ladies and gentlemen, these candidates have fulfilled the requirements for their respective degrees and certificates, either completely or conditionally, and are recommended by the faculty of Ivy Tech Community College, Central Indiana, for conferring of their degrees. Graduate candidates, please remain standing. At this time, I'd like to invite Dr. Sue Elsperman to confer the degrees.
Thank you. I have some very important words to say here, but before I do, congratulations. You have done amazing things. I know many of you, this has been a long goal. And I know many more of you will go on for those next big goals you have set in your careers. Congratulations. We, as you heard from Pat and Jennifer, we are all behind you. Okay, for the official work. Exercising the authority of the State Board of Trustees, legally vested by the people of Indiana through the General Assembly and the Governor, and delegated by the trustees to the president, and recognizing your nomination by the faculty and with the approval of the administration for having successfully completed the prescribed courses of study, I now confer upon each of you the appropriate degrees and certificates with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereof. Graduates, congratulations, and please be seated.
Thank you, Dr. Elsperman. I now invite the Ivy Tech Community College graduates to come forward to the platform to receive their degrees and certificates. Carol Shuck, Dean of Liberal Arts, and Mike Hall, Program Chair of Engineering, will read the graduates' names. Graduates, get ready. Trustees, President, join me on the line.
School of Liberal Arts and Sciences, Dr. Rod Brown, Dean. Carol Shuck, Dean. General Studies, Sherry Moore, Program Chair. Jennifer Nessel. Kyra Furrer. Yesenia Rodriguez Garcia. Tabriciana Maxey. Catherine Morgan. Megan Stevens. Madeline Nolting. Natalie Flint. Michaela D. Samuel Nelson. Hannah Hassan. Wasim Almaki. Daniel Hampel. Aaron Cook. Jenna McCoskey. Abby Thompson. Angela Shuck. Jenna Wagoner. Magdalena Piazza. Floyd Besh. And friend. John Greger. Jamie Proctor. Nicole David. Julie Bartle. Vanessa Berg. Holly Johnson. Tyla Richardson. Morgan Wild. Kara Long. Mishael Johnson. Galen Owens. Jose Solano Lopez. Shavis Fisher. Nora Doru. Associate of Arts, Liberal Arts, Chris Moreno. Jermaine Pearson. Akraf Zubai. School of Business, Julius Edwards, Associate Dean. Buzz Smith. School of Education, Sabrina Hahn.
Lisa Nicole Munger. School of Technology, Stephen Bardonner, Dean. Industrial Technology, David Blaze, Chair. Trenton Willis. Samuel Asho. Joshua Redman. Nicholas Lamorges. Apprenticeships, Nancy Davis, Chair. Associate of Applied Science, Electrician, Michael Dyson. Ryan Johansson. Sheet metal worker, Chadwick Hamilton. Building construction management, Bob Wirtz, Chair. Anthony Bruce. Pre-engineering, Dr. Michael Hall, Chair. Nicholas Anderson. Heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, Britt Lane. Electrical engineering technology, Mark Atkins, Chair. Erwin Alcivar. Julio Godinez. Fine Arts, Stephanie Robertson, Chair. Young Beauchamp. Ashley Brown. Kelsey Donaldson. Stephanie Cifuentes. Danielle Dukes. Visual Communication, John Perez, Chair. Dominique Burke. Haley Brown. Holly Mendenhall. Machine Tool Technology, Gregory Kuhn, Chair. Lorena Jimenez. Michael Nickel. Mechanical Engineering Technology, Braden Barnes, Chair. Jared Miller. Design Technology, Jason Roth, Chair. Thang Kaima. School of Health Sciences, Luster Fowler, Dean. Healthcare Specialist, Terry Fleming, Chair. Deborah Avret. Tina Blackwell. Jameen Gente. School of Computing and Informatics, Julius Edwards, Associate Dean. Dosair Kojo Kumanji. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the graduating class 2017.
And they're taking more pictures in the hallway, so we'll make sure everybody gets back into the room. So, graduates, yay, you're now official. Graduates, would you like to say thank you to your family and friends who made it possible for you? And who embarrassed you as you came across, you know. Paybacks later, but... So as we get everybody back in the room, we will now proceed to the next rite of passage, which is the tassel turning ceremony. So I think I see our last folks. One more. Oh, we're good. Okay. I can't see that far, guys. You got to watch your signals. Yeah, okay. All right, Dr. Kane, would you come and lead us in the tassel turning ceremony, please?
All right, graduates, congratulations. All right. Graduates, will you please rise? All right. As a visible symbol of your transition from graduate candidate to graduate, please turn your tassels from right to left. Congratulations to you. Now we'll return. Dr. Lee, please approach the podium. Thank you.
Okay, you guys can just stay up. We don't need to put you down because we're going to send you out here in like 2 seconds. So grab all your stuff. Congratulations. Let's give one more round of applause to our graduates. I'm so sorry. I can't call you graduates anymore because now you're alumni. So let's give it a Thank you all for attending today's ceremony. I want to encourage all of you, our alumni and their families and the individuals in the audience today, to be lifelong learners. These fine folks are testament to the fact that Ivy Tech Community College can and does change lives. Thank you for your participation in this important milestone today, and congratulations to our graduates, now alumni, for a job well done. At this time, we will begin the recessional. For those in the audience, please remain seated until the faculty and graduates have recessed. Cue music. Since they cut me.